Are you looking for more control? Maybe improve your accuracy? How about this? Even getting more distance in your throws? This video is definitely for you. I'm Aaron Jameson. This is Chain Raider Disc Golf. Cue that intro. You're looking to improve your game. And if you're like me, you spend time doing the research, watching the videos, and then getting in some practice because you want to have better form. You want that accuracy, you want the control, and most of all, you want to get that distance. My issue was there's so many freaking videos out there. It's like, what do you do? Which one do you listen to? And then when you step up onto the launch pad and you're sitting there getting ready to do the X step and you know, throw, all this stuff is running through your mind and you're completely messing up. This video, I'm literally just going to break down the two forms. Stationary, which I would highly advise starting with, just so you can get the motions down. Stationary, and then of course the run up or walk up with the X step. And I'm going to keep it very simple, just the basics of both throws, so that way I'm not going to, you know, clog your mind with timing and this and that. That's something you can work on your own, like I did. I'm just going to keep it very simple for you so that you can understand the simple basics of the stationary throw and the walk-up, run-up with the X-step. When you start to work on your form, one of the first things I would suggest to you, especially if you're a beginner, get some throwing putters. Lots of good ones out there. Some that I use, the Dynamic Discs Warden. This is the Classic Blend plastic. It's kind of rubbery, so if it hits a tree, hits a rock, you're good to go. I also have this Axiom Envy, and this is the Eclipse plastic. It's glow in the dark. And there's another one, the Discmania P2. So get yourself a putter. Why a putter? Because a putter will reveal your throwing flaws. So if you're throwing it and it's going out and anhyzering, you know you're rolling your wrist. If it's going out and it's hyzering on you right away, then you know you're putting that disc on hyzer. You're not getting a nice, clean, smooth release to keep that disc pushing straight forward and just kind of setting down, or maybe even kind of going out with a gradual fade. Before we start, I might as well go ahead and apologize for this wind. I didn't click a button and make it start getting windy, but it feels pretty darn good. Beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. Sunny Pennsylvania, as I like to call it. All right. The very first stationary throwing form. You're going to stand like this, and you're going to be staggered. Your lead leg a little bit in front of your back leg. Make sure you're staying bent at the knees. You want to be in that athletic form. Then what you're going to do, you want your basically your shoulder facing where you're going to throw, whether it be directly at the chains. Maybe you're going to go a little to the right of the chain so that the disc fades in. And what you're not going to do is throw past your shoulder. You do not want to throw past your shoulder, because you're going to be reaching back and out and pulling the disc through like this. Use that shoulder for aiming. Don't throw past it. So, stagger stepped, loosen the knees. What you're going to do is you're going to reach back and out, not back here. You're going to reach back and out. You want the disc away from you. And when you do that, this leg is going to turn. So basically it's going to open up your hips. If you don't do that, you can't reach back real far. You know, you don't want to overly do it, but this will help you to engage your hip for one, for the throw, but it'll also help you to reach back a lot easier. When you go to throw then, you're going to reach back and out. You're going to pull in, leading with your elbow like you're banging on a door, and release the disc. That simple. Then, stagger step, feet about shoulders width apart, reach back, and notice where my hand position on this disc is. It's about 3 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's going to help you do, if you're holding it down here, that's no good. You're going to go like this. You're only going to be able to put so much spin on that disc. So if you're holding it up higher, like 2 or 3 o'clock on the disc, as you're pulling through, you have more disc. Just get that spin going to help it go farther. Backing out, turn that foot, stay bent at the knees, and then you just pull it in and throw. Now, what is the purpose of this? I see a lot of people, including myself when I first started, they do something called rounding. Rounding is when you're going like this, and you throw. That is no good. When you're rounding and you're going to throw, look what you're doing. You're doing a rainbow. You have literally no accuracy. You're not going to get any accuracy, and good luck with getting the control. You're definitely not going to get distance. You're putting that disc like this. So where's your release point? If I'm trying to go at the camera, where's my release point? You have what, a 50-50 chance of hitting that perfect? And then what the disc going to do? It's going to come out and go like this. So don't round. You don't want to be doing this. You want to be doing this. Your margin for error is so great when you're doing rounding compared to when you're keeping that disc on a straight line. I hope that makes sense. So in that first form, you're reaching back and out. And what's going to happen is your head's going to turn, excuse me, your head is going to turn because your shoulder's moving your head back. Second form, in the stationary, you're not going to be looking back. You're going to be standing here. Now, what I do, I pull my feet in closer like this, in a line. I'm not staggered. You could stay staggered. I just think it helps when I'm more like this. For this throw, you're not taking your eyes. You're not going to be going like this. You're not going to be looking away from your target, where you're throwing. This one, you're going to come back right about here, half cocked, not fully extended. You're going to keep your eyes forward, and you're just going to reach right here, like you're playing catch with a frisbee with your friend. And just throw. Now, you're not going to get as much distance with this one because you don't have all that going on. Just right here, and this is meant for more of like an upshot. Maybe you got a real tight gap in some trees you want to get through, and you don't want to be going like this, trying to get through a tight gap. You got to keep watching what you're doing. So, just a little half cock like this, and throw. Okay, for the third form, the stationary throw. This is a little bit more advanced, and it's for power. The only thing different you're going to be doing, this foot is going to come up. So basically, when you're reaching back and out, and you're getting ready to pull through, what I was doing is I was lifting like this, throwing and planting. Plant and throw. Sorry. Now, if you think about it, what am I doing? I'm taking a piece of the X step, the very last step, when you put your plant foot down and throw during the X step. X, plant, throw. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking that last step, and I'm incorporating it in a standstill. And that will help you get a lot more distance than keeping your both feet on the ground. But by all means, work on this one first, because you want to get used to keeping that disc in line and the release. Now, when you first start doing these throws, these forms, don't worry about dumping a bunch of power on trying to hit 300 feet. That's not what you're doing. You're working on the form. Keep it slow and keep it smooth. Then, once you're getting it down and it becomes second nature to you, and you're getting the accuracy, you're getting the control, and you're starting to get more distance because you're not rounding anymore, once that's just feels second nature to you, then you can start, go to the third form where you're lifting your leg and dumping into it. So at that last part, you start leading with your hips basically and really snap. What will eventually happen is you're going to have so much momentum, you're going to basically want to rotate so you don't get hurt, but on your heel, and you'll end like this. An arm comes up because you're punching it through, you're bringing it through, keep it tight to your body, and it just kind of helps you brace. Those are your 3 types of stationary throwing forms. So, we're going to move on now to the run or walk up with the X step. There's 2 forms to this one. I'll show you both. One's kind of like form 2, throwing form number 2 in the stationary, where you're just half cocked and you're keeping your eyes on your target. So we'll go over that one. But first and foremost, I got a dirt pad. I don't have a launch pad with the brick or pavers down or concrete or blacktop. We got this. We're going old school. This is fun in the wintertime, let me tell you. So just pretend this is squared off or like a rectangle right here. Start in the back corner. Then what you're going to do, I usually start with my left foot just to get going a little bit. Before we even go into this, what is the purpose of the walk up or run up with the X step? Well, for one, it helps you timing, helps you to get in that rhythm. It helps keep you sideways to the target so you can get that reach back and reach out, and it creates momentum. So you get that momentum going a while, and it does help you throw farther. Okay, I usually start just a simple step with my left foot. I go left, right, and this one here is where I'm kind of starting to turn a little bit because this one's coming into play. Right? That's the X. And then comes your plant. You're reaching back, and then you're extending and pulling through. So some people, like James Conrad, go back and they feel like they got to get this big freaking running start. Now, you don't have to do that. Especially when you're learning how this all works. My whole thing was, you're sitting there in your mind and you're going, step, step, cross, how do I plant this foot? Okay, now when I land, do I reach back, or am I reaching back as I'm landing? You start counting out all this stuff, it really gets frustrating. It's information overload, and honestly, it kind of messes with you. So just know what you got to do. Remember, I'm trying to keep this simple for you. Real simple. You work on all this other stuff once you get the fundamentals of it down. Now, if you don't want to start with your left foot, you can do this. 1, 2, plant, throw. 1, 2, plant, throw. 1, 2, plant, throw. Well, me, I'd go with the left. Just to get going a little bit. Now, as you're planning, this is where the hips want to start engaging. And you want to create that grip, that, get that momentum. You want to, remember, it starts from the ground up, like a boxer. When a boxer goes to throw, they're throwing with their feet to get that power. And that's another thing. Stay on the balls of your feet. Remember, athletic form. You don't want to be up here all heavy-footed. It's not going to do anything for you. You want to stay light on your feet, and you're not even really taking steps. It's more like you're kind of gliding across. Imagine if Michael Jackson was doing this. That crazy leg stuff he does. It's the same thing. You're just going to kind of glide across the ground. Nice and smooth. And another thing, keep your body upright. Keep your body upright. You don't want to be coming in, leaning back like this, and then what are you going to do? Where are you throwing? Huh? Now, leaning back like this, for an Anheuser is okay, but not leaning back like this. And you definitely don't want to be leaning forward either. Where are you throwing? Huh? Yeah, you want to throw nose down, but not down into the ground. So keep your body centered. Straight up and down. So as you're coming across, you're right here. Okay, here we go. Second form of this. When you're coming up, there's your reach back. Your head's moving away, because like I stated in stationary form, throwing, when you're going like this, for that split second, your shoulder is going to be pulling your head. It's just kind of hard to stay like this. With this one, as you're coming up to it, you're only going to go half cocked. And you're going to just stay looking this way. You're not going to be coming up here and doing this big reach back. It's literally going to stay here. And if you want to check this out, this throw, it's called a Heisman. It's what Paul Macbeth does. Check out Sling Shot Disc Golf, Coach T. His video on the Heisman will kind of go a little bit more in depth about this throw right here, and keeping your eyes forward. But the basic principles of this, it's real simple. Stay looking forward. Right here. You're not going to be doing this huge reach back. It's just right here. You're still going to be leading with your elbow, but it's not going to be this drastic turnaround, reach backing out. Nice smooth motion. And another thing that I do, I get the grip that I want, power grip, palm the disc. Don't hold the disc. I've seen people hold the disc and they're going like this. So like that doesn't make any sense to me. There's a girl in one of the tournaments, she was doing that. And you could hear it coming off of her hand. So he said, don't do that. So what you want to do, I won't even hold it, because you might be tempted to grip it. Palm the disc. So when I come up, I'm usually palming it like this. And as you're coming in, you're planning, reaching back. As you go to throw, this arm, you want to keep it tight to your body. You're going to literally punch it through and throw. So that's how that works. Plant, reaching back, engage those hips. This arm's coming through and you're throwing. And then what you're doing, you're spinning on your heel. You don't spin on that heel, that's a lot of torque on those tendons, ligaments, your ankle. I mean, you're really at your knee. So you make sure as you're releasing, when I throw, I always rotate on my heel, and it'll save you from injury. Well, those were the two throwing forms with the more in motion forms. The walk, run up with the X step, full reach back, and then half cock. Keep your eyes on your target. Don't rush it. Take your time while working on this. You're not in a race, you're playing disc golf. There's no reason to. Now, if you do watch some of the other videos on here, if I'm going for a longer shot, I'm going to kick my momentum up a little bit more in the run up. But a lot of the technical shots, you'll just see me come up nice and slow. That's all you need. But if I am going for a farther distance, I'll just be a little bit quicker in the run up. So rather than doing a walk up, I'll be doing a run up. And it comes down to how comfortable you are with it, getting the steps down. Then you can go in and start looking at these other more in-depth technical videos like Sling Shot Disc Golf does, where now you'll be working on the timing of everything. But pretty much if you just get this down, you're doing good. Well, besides enjoying this video, I really truly hope that it helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Feel free to email me. I'll drop the email right here in case you don't like speaking out in public. Just remember, you gotta keep working, and that's saying you gotta fail till you succeed. It's not that you're out here failing, but you might be doing something different. And if you've been playing for a while and now you want to work on your form, it's going to feel awkward. But don't let that discourage you. Just got to keep at it. Most of all, just take your time. Who's that? Danny Lindau? I think that's how you say his last name. He says, what is it? Slow is smooth and smooth is far. It's true. Just take your time, be smooth in all your motions, and you're going to get the accuracy, the control, and then comes the distance. Once again, I hope this helped. Feel free to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this if you like with someone you might know that's trying to get this form down. Like I stated, you want to start off with the stationary. You just want to get that down, get the movements down, get the motions down, and then graduate to the walk up, run up, X step. I would suggest walking up. Don't worry about the run up. Just get a little bit more momentum, a little quicker if you're trying to go for more distance. Like I stated, we're not out here running a marathon, we're playing disc golf. I'm Aaron Jamison. This is Chain Raider Disc Golf. I hope everybody is staying strong, staying safe. Most of all, God bless. Until next time, take care.